What is up, guys? Eric here from Real Film Reviews, bringing you another movie review, this time for the new Ridley Scott film, The Martian. The Martian stars Matt Damon, Jessica Chastain, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Jeff Daniels. This movie's cast is honestly kind of insane for the scope of the film. The story of this film is Matt Damon plays astronaut Mark Watney, who goes with a crew to Mars, and when they are trying to leave Mars, he gets hit and he gets left there, and everyone presumes he's dead, but he's not. And then it's basically the story of him trying to survive and, live through this horrific event that happened to him. This movie was honestly extremely good. The visuals in this movie were absolutely stunning. The Mars landscape, all the red sand and the rocks and mountains, it was honestly extremely real looking. And if I was picturing Mars, that's kind of what I would imagine that they had Matt Damon in. The script for this movie was really good. It was actually a pretty funny movie, which is surprising because with the story, you'd think it'd be kind of dreary since it's like this guy who's stranded literally all alone on a different planet. But actually, Mark Watney keeps his sense of humor throughout this, and he makes a lot of jokes. And it's cool because we get it through like a vlog sense almost. He kind of sits down in front of a camera throughout the movie, and when he is about to do something, like attempt to farm or attempt to move something, he'll sit there and he'll kind of explain to the camera what he's going to do. And then in the movie, they will show us him doing it while he's explaining it. And it was a really nice way of kind of saving time while at the same time explaining what was happening. This movie had great performances. I mean, there's no way around it. With the amount of great actors in this film, it's kind of impossible for it to not have great performances. Matt Damon, of course, was phenomenal in this movie. Being a man all alone on an alien planet, and he's having to survive, he played this role perfectly, and I could see an Oscar nomination for him in this movie, depending on how everything else that comes out this year goes. But as of right now, he's probably up there in my eyes as being one of the top contenders for the Best Actor Oscar. In terms of supporting cast, Chiwetel Ejiofor was great, and Jeff Daniels, honestly, I thought he was the best supporting character in this whole movie. He plays the leader of NASA, and he is kind of this like super dark, gritty dude who really looks at everything as logically as possible, and at no point in this movie is he ever like happy-go-lucky about anything. He's always just like, give me the numbers and then let's see what the real chances are of any of this happening. As I said, this movie was visually cool. The sets were really cool. I liked the actual little encampment that they had Matt Damon living in. It was really interesting to see how it was all set up and all the different areas that they had in there. Also, the spaceship that Jessica Chastain and the crew are on was really cool. It kind of reminded me of 2001: A Space Odyssey and Interstellar in that it had like that twisting effect to it, but it was actually a pretty original looking spaceship. And overall, the set design was just really cool. Like the outfits, I really liked. Their spacesuits were like an orange and white color, and their helmets, and they were nice and sleek. Kind of like Interstellar. I hate to compare this movie because I think this is a superior film to Interstellar, but they were much sleeker, but they still looked like they gave that like solid protection, and their helmets looked like, I think, what most people think of a real space helmet looking like. The only thing in this movie that I didn't really care for was it felt like there were a lot of characters that were added in for like one scene, and they were always played very well, and they never felt like they were just thrown in for no reason, but they kind of just felt convenient. There's like 4 or 5 characters in this movie that have maybe one major scene that's them showcasing what they're doing, and then other than that you might see them in the background of a few other scenes, but it seems like they kind of showed up at a convenient moment to help move the story along, and then that's really all they did. It's not that big of a con for the film, but it did just kind of feel at certain moments, especially when this one character kind of popped up out of nowhere, it just kind of felt like it was convenient to help the story along. I'm going to give The Martian an A. Overall, this was just a really cool space movie that had some really cool visuals and some great performances in it. I'm also very happy to see Ridley Scott back to making great movies again, because he's kind of had a stint where he's made mediocre films, and I'm happy to see him get behind the camera and make something great again. Well guys, as always, I'm Eric. If you enjoyed this video, please do like, subscribe, comment down below what you thought of The Martian, share everything we do here on Real Film Reviews, and I hope to see you guys later.